This is our third segment of the Proverbs 31 challenge. And so today's challenge is going to be about worship. And today's verse is coming from Proverbs 31, verse 12. She helps him and never harms him all the days of her life. This is God's Words translation. The King James Version reads, she will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. So the key word here today is all. As a woman of virtue, you have the happiness of your husband in view constantly. Your good is unmixed. It is a constant and permanent. It's not double-minded and it's not unstable. As a single woman, God's happiness is your primary focus. So I know some people might be having a hard time digesting that as a single person, God's happiness is your primary focus. As a married woman, your husband is your primary focus next to God, next to your worship of the Lord. The next primary focus in your life is your husband. I did at one point used to have a problem with that statement because as a single person, it used to be all about me, all about my hair, my clothes, my stilettos, what made me feel good and what made me look good. And so as a wife, you learn that you can't just have the all about me syndrome. You have to be of a mindset that you're going to look for ways to do your husband good all the days of your life. At the end of the day, the more that I submitted to God, the more complete I felt. And then I began to realize that if I had Jesus, I had everything else that I needed. And so the desires of my heart began to come alive as I let God's desires become my first priority and not me seeking things. So as you pray today, ask God to make His will your first priority, and don't be surprised, that when God starts to rearrange your day, He starts to rearrange your time, He starts to rearrange your life, as you're praying to put Him first. So I encourage you today that, maybe this is an evening devotional word for you. Maybe this is a lunchtime word for you. But make time to study the Word and begin to start making the Word of God your main course in life. Get into the Word, worship the Lord, put on your favorite worship music as you get into the Word, and try to do it for at least 30 minutes, 31 minutes, Proverbs 31. To hear what God is speaking to your heart, and then share those things that God is speaking to your heart. So today's challenge for day 3 is a challenge to worship God, and look for ways to make God your first priority. Listen out for what God is saying to you. Ask Him, God, am I making you my first priority? And then be willing to hear God speak back into your heart to tell you the truth about what's really your first priority. God bless you. Take care.